Let's watch together this video by Sam William. It's called You've Consumed Enough. It's time to start creating.
In 2021, I was working a really tedious sales job at a department store. This was at the height of COVID, so a sales job, you can imagine, not very interesting. Like, everyone's in lockdown, there's no customers to serve, so I'm walking around this empty department store all day. One day, I was organizing a rack of clothes at this department store for the 10,000th time when it just hits me. And I realize that I've spent more time at this department store than I ever have working on my own thing, creating anything of my own. And I realize I need to make a change. Right? If I want to live authentically, then I need to do something about this. I need to make a shift. So what I did was I started to bring my old camera to work. Right? My old camera. And after my shifts, I'd go out into the city and I just take photos for like an hour. I just go out and take photos of whatever captured my attention, whatever I found interesting. Now these photos, they didn't make me rich, okay? They didn't give me a bunch of followers, a bunch of likes, but they showed me that I'm not meant to just be a consumer in this world. I'm meant to create something of my own. Adding this creative element into my life was very energizing. And what it did was it brought back this feeling that I had as a kid. You know that feeling of just getting lost for hours creating things, whether it's just building Legos or writing some short story of your own or making a comic book. Now chances are, if you're watching this, you also have a desire to create. But perhaps you've been spending way more time consuming. Maybe you've got a bunch of excuses. Oh, I don't have a good enough idea, now's not the right time, I need to learn more, I need to maybe take a course on this topic before I can start creating, right? It's time to change that. It's time to start viewing yourself as someone who adds to the world, who contributes rather than just takes from. So now, I want to share with you a very practical process for putting this into practice. The first step is you need to decide on what you want to create. And if you struggle with that, if you don't know what you should create, take a look at what you're consuming already. Take a look at the accounts that you follow on social media, the YouTube.
Sorry, man, I have to, William, I have to sort of stop you there. No, guys, if you're watching this, don't do this. If you are trying to decide what
if you don't know what
create,
you should create, take a look at what you're consuming already.
Don't take a look at what you're consuming. Don't take a look at anything. Because he's talking about deciding what to make. If you live naturally, you don't decide anything mostly. You mostly just unconsciously, basically, decide all the time to follow what you feel like doing. What some people call the instinct or intuition, which is all the same, is what you feel like doing in exact that moment. A kid draws a painting because he feels like painting in that moment. I mean, I'm not talking about the examples where an adult might ask him for a painting. Other examples, a kid might start singing because he feels like singing at that certain time. People often start singing because they feel like singing. Or they might start some music in the car or whatever, or put on their headphones because they feel like listening to music. Dogs will play with each other because they feel like. If you leave them in an open environment, in an open field, they might feel like just resting, just like lions, for example, you see in movies. In movies, no, in documentaries. They might feel like going for a little walk, they might feel like going hunting, they might feel like playing with each other. They just follow what they feel like. And instead of, oh, I've developed this 3-step system. Oh my God, man, William. Nature has created a 1-step system, like a 0-step system, because you don't even think about it you just act upon it. If you've seen the Fantastic Four movies, the first one featured that guy that eventually did Captain America, and this character is extremely impulsive, extremely childlike, extremely wild animal-like. He just acts on impulse. He just does what he feels like doing, and everybody around him is like, "You should think before you act." No, he shouldn't. He's super content doing so. He's super content just being himself, just doing what he feels like doing. It's only in the slave world, in this society, that in which we domesticated the wild animals, the beasts that we are, the pharaohs, into these little robots that go to the factory, that go to the whatever store you were working, and we do this job from 9 to 5, from 5 to 7, from 7 to 11, blah, blah, blah. This is nothing, this is no life. So when you say in the beginning of your video that you realize you spent your whole life just mostly consuming, there's no problem with consuming. Naturally, my dogs consume nature every single day. My dogs consume food every single day. My dogs consume pure air, sunlight every single day. What the hell do they create? Nothing. I mean, the only thing, and they are perfectly happy, content, and we are not any different from them. The only thing you might create in nature, in our natural environment from where we stand, would be maybe a dwelling, maybe a door for your rock shelter that you find, so that you're more cozy, maybe like something that resembles a bed. I mean, what the hell would you create? The only thing that naturally is created by wild animals, in each human beings are included, is life. When you reach puberty, you feel like, because of your hormones, the smells of the female, like reproducing, meaning to create life. She, because of her hormones, feels like getting together with you or with a partner of her looks match, of her league. So naturally, the only thing you create is life and arrange conditions for your family to live. Nothing more. You might do some paintings on the wall for fun. You might produce like a theater or sing or whatever for fun for your family. That's it. So, guys, I'm sorry to say, William, but I'm not going to endorse your three-step system. I promote this zero-step system in which you never use a fucking brain. You just act upon impulse. For as long as you surround yourself with natural foods, you can trust your gut to do right decisions for you. And if society doesn't like the characters from Fantastic Four, and if people say, oh, you are not supposed to act on impulse, whatever. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything that is not legal, what is the problem? And if they are friends or whatever you want to, acquaintances, and they don't want to anymore be around you, let them go. It's not like they are being useful for you to live a genuine life. William, thanks for making this video. Certainly will inspire a lot of people. Independently of your specific method, you certainly are inspiring people to be more genuine, and that message I do approve. Thanks for watching.